Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. And I wanted to do a really quick video where I went over the things that I'm planning on reading before the end of the year. I thought this was a good time to do it. We're going into Q4, which, if you don't know, Q4 is my favorite quarter of the year because it's the fall, it's the spooky season, it's Christmas. It's like my favorite time of the year. And we're going into Q4 right now, and I decided that I wanted to just go ahead and share some books that I'm going to try to squeeze in this last quarter. I am trying my damnedest. I'm trying really hard to hit 200 books read this year, and I am at 140 at the time of filming this, so we'll see if I end up hitting my Goodreads goal this year or not. I'm really trying for it, so we'll see. Here are the books that I'm going to try to squeeze in, and here are some like high priority things that I want to read in the next 3 months. All right, so we are going to break this down with manga and books. We're going to do books. We're going to do those first, and then we'll do manga after I go through all the books. First of all, I have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I don't know anything about this, but I did get an arc of it, and I needed to read it. I just never did. Izzy loved this. The smut is supposed to be fantastic because it's Tessa Bailey. I adore her with everything in me, so I anticipate that I'm gonna really enjoy this book. I just really love Tessa Bailey in general, so I don't know if I'm going to like love it like I've loved her other books, or if I'm gonna just be like, you know, it's just okay. It was described as Schitt's Creek, I think. Like, that's what it's kind of like inspired by. I've never watched that, but I know that's supposed to be funny. I do know this one is about a influencer. So our heroine is an influencer, and our hero is like, I want to say he's like some kind of blue collar, like he works at like a boat deck or something like that. But I'm very intrigued to see how it goes. I really like that dynamic. I want to see what's going to happen there. I'm extremely interested to see how Tessa Bailey does a content creator, because it's a lot of work to be a content creator. So I want to see the portrayal there and kind of see like what's going on, and see like how she does for the character, and like how she makes her like act, and how her job is portrayed. So I'm really excited to see that. I'm hoping for good things. I know Izzy read it and she said she liked it and it was done okay, so we'll see. I'm really hoping. Next up, we have Get It Right. This is a sapphic romance. So this one, we do have a butch lesbian, and I love seeing butch lesbian rep in books because I've seen basically none. And I just really love that we have like a butch girl and a femme girl on the cover of this. I'm so excited to read it. This is a second chance romance. I don't know anything else about it, but Izzy put it on my radar, and now I have to have it. I adore female romances. How many times can I tell y'all that? I just love them a lot, okay? And I cannot wait to see where this one goes and how I feel about it. This one is going to be more rom-com-y, I think. I am a little worried, I'm not gonna lie, because I hate a second chance romance. I hate second chance romances. It is not the trope that I want to read. It is not a trope that I'm going to gravitate to. It's not a trope that I normally am even remotely interested in. Like, I will normally skip on it, but because it's sapphic, they've got me. Like, they've got me interested just enough, you know? Like, we'll see. I'm hoping that I like this. I'm hoping that the second chance doesn't bother me and doesn't like make me not enjoy this book. I'm gonna let Izzy read it first, and then I'll kind of like gauge. She'll tell me if I like it or not. I think I will, but I don't know if it'll be a 5-star just because of the second chance aspect. Y'all know. Then we have the Dean Winchester romance. Yes, I said it. The Dean Winchester romance. This is Nightfall by Emily Goodwin. This one, again, I'm either gonna love it or I'm going to hate it, because the author wrote it and literally was like, I'm gonna put Dean Winchester in here. Like, she literally wrote a book and was like, how can I make Dean Winchester be in a book, and then put him in a book? It's not fan fiction. It's literally just like she inspired the main character just like Dean Winchester, and that worries me. Not because I don't think that someone can do Dean well. It's that I don't know how anyone is going to satisfy me with Dean Winchester. I'm just saying, I love Dean Winchester. I'm very picky. My love for him runs very deep. I don't know how she's gonna do it, but I want to read it. I want to know if she does it well. I want to know how it's done, like just in general. I want to know if I can be able to recommend it to you all. I just want to see how she pulls off Dean, how she puts him in the situation, what kind of situation he's in, and whether it's just like she pulls pieces of Dean or she like literally rips Dean out of Supernatural and puts him in the book. So like that's kind of what I want to see. I just want to dive in and see what happens and go from there. I also want to read Games We Play, which is like the weirdest novella that I've ever heard of ever. This is literally about like a faceless gamer and him hooking up with this girl. It is literally so weird, and I don't understand. There's a lot. Like, this is just like pure smut, and it's supposed to be like really bad pure smut, and I don't like smut, like just smut. Like, we've talked about it. Y'all know this about me. I don't just like the just smut. It's just like, ugh, I just don't care. This one has so many kinks in it too. There's like Sir and bondage. Like, okay, so like they like the Sir pet name. So there's like bondage and like other stuff and daddy kink and doggy kink. Like, he literally like, there's pet play where she acts like a dog. Why? I don't know, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. Like, I feel like I need to go investigate. I feel like it is now my responsibility to go read the weird book and investigate so that you all know to stay away from it, because I feel like that's what I do for y'all now. I read The Skeleton King, forced Izzy to read it with me, and then RIP, and told y'all not to read it, and then Ashley said I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna take one for the team and see what this is about. Then we have Her Soul for Revenge, which, hello, thank you. I'm so excited for this. This is the second book in the Her Soul to Take series, like the trilogy or the Souls trilogy, whatever it's called. It's the second book. It's a sequel to Her Soul to Take. I'm so excited. This, I don't know anything. I know nothing. I know that this follows Leon's ex-lover and Jupiter, and I don't know anything else, and I cannot wait. We did get a small hint of that couple in the first book. I cannot wait. I hope Ray and Leon make a reappearance in this one. This one also has the piercing thing happening again in this one. I did see that content warning in there, and I'm just so excited. This has so many things. I think there's blood play in here. I think there might be knife play. Not 100% sure, but she does have like a trigger warning list on her website or on her Instagram. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I will be trying to get an arc of this. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna try really hard to get an arc. I don't know if I will. Okay, so those are all the books that I'm gonna try to read before the end of the year. Let's talk about the manga. Let's be real here. I am not necessarily thinking I want to read an entire series here. This is just things I want to for sure dip my toe in before the end of the year. I will clarify on what I want to do with each of them. So first of all, we have Sweat and Soap, which I am behind on. I've read the first 4 volumes of Sweat and Soap. I need to read what I have out right now, and I need to stay caught up before the end of the year. I think we are on volume 9, and I would ideally like to be caught up or only like 1 volume behind before the new year ends. So like I would ideally like to be mostly caught up as like the finale is coming up, because we are approaching the finale. I do love Sweat and Soap. This series is super cute. We follow 2 characters who work at the same company, and he's like a soap designer and she is working in accounting, and they do develop a relationship. She has a really bad body odor problem, so she thinks she constantly smells, and he just loves the way she smells. He is absolutely obsessed with how she smells. He likes to like smell her for like inspiration on like the scents that he makes. It's absolutely adorable. I love this series, and I am very excited to catch up and see, you know, like what's happening with the story and how it's progressing. So that's one that I definitely want to try to stay caught up on. Next up, is anyone going to be shocked that I'm going to say I want to at least start Tokyo Ghoul Re? I wanted to marathon Tokyo Ghoul Re, and I have just continued to put it off and put it off. I don't think I'm going to be able to just sit down and marathon Tokyo Ghoul Re, if we're going to be honest. I think that I kind of need to put that out of my head, that that's what I'm going to be able to do going into this series, because that's what I did with Tokyo Ghoul, and I really just think that that's making me put the series off longer and longer. So my goal for the end of the year is just to start Tokyo Ghoul Re, read like at least 1 or 2 volumes of it, and kind of like report back with how I feel about it. I would ideally love to finish all of Tokyo Ghoul Re this year. I just don't think I'm gonna do it. Realistically, with the way my reading has been, it's just not gonna happen. So I am excited regardless to just start Tokyo Ghoul Re. I really want to dive into this and just experience this next section of the world and see if the thing I hated at the end of Tokyo Ghoul is resolved. I can't tell you anything else about Tokyo Ghoul Re because it's literally the continuation of the Tokyo Ghoul series. Tokyo Ghoul is like a world where there are ghouls and they are known that they're in society and they live amongst the humans, and they have to, they're just zombies, and they are just like having to survive and they're being hunted. It is like a whole situation. It is such a good series and I love it a lot. The first one we follow Ken Kaneki. He is back here in case you want to see him. I love him a lot. So next we have An Incurable Case of Love. I know nothing about this except this is a doctor nurse story and Shay loves it, so I gotta get to it. I have 2 volumes of this series, so I would like to just read what I have, and then if I want to read more, buy more later. So I did buy the first volume of The Promised Neverland, and I would like to ideally start that as well. I don't want to read the entire series. I just want to start The Promised Neverland because I did start my collection of it and I want to just kind of see how I feel about the series, if I want to continue it, if I want to continue buying it physically, if I want to read it on the Viz Media app, what I want to do with that. I just need to get around to this relatively soon. Like, I would like to start this like in October, if at all possible. But yeah, I just want to read at least 1 volume. I just want to start it. I don't want to read the entire thing. I just want to start the series. That's kind of where I am with the long manga series, is I just want to start them and see if I want to continue them, because if I want to continue them, then I really need to focus on them so that I can like actually complete the series as like sooner after starting it and like, you know, be done with it. Like, I don't want to forget all the things that are happening in the series. I have just heard so many good things about The Promised Neverland, so I just think that this one's gonna work for me. So then there's 2 series I want to catch up on. That is A Sign of Affection and Those Not So Sweet Boys. I grouped these together because I really loved the first volume of both of these series, and I just fell off the planet with it. Fell off the whole planet with staying caught up on the series. So I'd like to catch up on both of those. They're both really cute. These are shoujo series and I just really like them, so I'm gonna group them together here. And then lastly, I want to read Tomi by Junji Ito. This is a horror manga that I have heard so many good things about Tomi, but it's massive and it's one that I really want to get to, and I think I'm finally gonna try to do it. I want to try to read it for Halloween. I just really want to read Tomi. I really want to just dive right in to the world and just be terrified out of my mind, because Tomi is supposed to be terrifying. It's supposed to be about this girl who just cannot die, and like her beauty is like so hard because like she is so beautiful and like she attracts all these people, but like she's not really beautiful. She's like, she kind of like, she like uses her beauty to like manipulate people, is from what I'm understanding, and like it is just so creepy. I have a Tomi Funko right here where she literally morphs, so I cannot wait to read Tomi. It's gonna be a wild ride and I am so excited. So those are all the books that I want to read before the end of the year. I think it's pretty doable. I think it's a list that I can manage and like mostly complete. Y'all know I'm a mood reader, so likelihood of me reading every single thing is slim, but like I think I can get pretty close. That being said, leave me an emoji with a mask on and I will chat with y'all in my next video. Bye everyone.